Today I'm here at Cheshire College to ask the students and the teachers whether they think lifestyle social media is dangerous for our mental health.
Well, it obviously depends on the person and what their mental state is before they start using social media. I would say no, and I would just say you need to have responsibility while using it.
I don't think it's quite as dangerous as other things, but if you can get addicted to it, I think it certainly can become a bit of an addiction and become quite dangerous.
I think it all depends on the usage of it. So if you're using it like, how to put it? If you're using it in excessive amount, then yes, it can definitely be sort of considered as dangerous. But if it's used in sort of responsible ways and it's not used excessively, then it's fine.
This is live. I mean, I could go on about this because I genuinely think that it's probably, it does harm the society in many ways. The trends and, you know, just sort of constantly worrying about posting pictures to prove to your friends that you're having a good time. It's that pressure of constantly trying to tell other people that you're having a wonderful time. But yeah, it's all fake.
I think it's like everything. It's a tool, isn't it? So it depends how people use it. And I think it can be perhaps quite inhibiting if people use it too much, too frequently. But that's not to say it isn't a good tool if it's used sensibly.
Okay, do you think younger children under the age of 12 should be allowed to use social media sites?
No, I don't think they've got any use for it. Originally I would have said yes, but I'm going to go with no, just because their age, obviously the younger you are, the less, I guess, mentally stable you are. So yeah, I would say no.
Probably with parental controls in place, and probably with their time on it monitored. I think don't ban them from it, but I think it needs to be used with discretion.
Absolutely not. Well, I think they're very vulnerable at that point. They don't know a lot of stuff, like if they get a random message from somebody saying, well, I like your display pic and, you know, would you like to talk to me and all that, and they don't know where to stop.
I don't think so. I think if they have it from a young age, they're only going to end up relying on it. They'll kind of like build it into themselves as like a life skill kind of thing to have social media, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Have you ever wanted to quit social media or have a friend quit social media due to either cyberbullying or an obsession?
No, not really. Again, I use it in very limited amounts, so never sort of been at a point where I've thought I use this too much or I don't like the way people are talking to me on it, because I don't really use it in that way.
I did at one point kind of say to myself that if I could potentially just stop with social media, especially with Facebook, because all I see on it is like just more sort of biased news that just kind of disappoints me, but that could be just news in general with the world. But I'm pretty sure it's because social media people get to post what they want and they get to kind of warp the image of things a bit.
Or something else?
I haven't myself, but I've wanted my cousin to, because she dealt with quite a lot of cyberbullying, but as she started using it in moderation and not using it as much, and it became healthier for her, so she didn't have to quit.
So, lifestyle social media, do you think it's dangerous for the community's mental health or not?
I need to prepare. Is this live?
It's not live, it's recorded.
Okay. I mean, I could go on about this because I genuinely think that it's probably, it does harm the society in many ways. The trends and, you know, just sort of constantly worrying about posting pictures to prove to your friends that you're having a good time. I know countless amount of friends of my own that are probably depressed and very anxious, but when you look at their Facebook feed, you would think that they're the most happiest people in the world. So it's that pressure of constantly trying to tell other people that you're having a wonderful time, but yeah, it's all fake. Well, to a point anyway.
Yeah. Do you think children under the age of 12 should be allowed to use these sites?
Absolutely not.
Do you have a reason why for that?
Well, I think they're very vulnerable at that point. They don't know a lot of stuff, like if they get a random message from somebody saying, well, I like your display pic, and you know, would you like to talk to me, and all that, and they don't know where to stop. And I think it could go quite wrong at that point. I think when they're a bit older, just through school and friends, and they hear other stories and they're more aware, basically, I think that makes them sort of think a little bit more than just sort of saying, oh yeah, that sounds fun, I'll just reply and you know, have a bit of fun. It can go horribly wrong, basically.
What sites do you personally use?
I use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter very rarely. That's it.
Have you wanted to quit yourself, or have you wanted a friend or a family member to quit social media due to cyberbullying, addiction, or anything else?
No, I've not had any personal experiences like that, unfortunately or fortunately. No, I never thought of quitting myself because I know how I use it, and I think I'm quite responsible in a way. No, I've never thought, oh, I've posted something, or I've said too much, or it's just common sense.